Hey, Winston,
Hey.
do you know about deals that seem to be too good to be true?
Yeah, you get them all the time.
Yeah, well, sometimes they are true. And in this case, Samsung, when we talked about Samsung and their launch of their Flip 6 series and the new Ultra Watch, which looked like the Apple Watch, Ultra Watch, all of that stuff, we weren't really enthused about it because I guess in the morning when we were trying to look up all the deals and everything like that, Samsung Canada just wasn't ready.
No, it wasn't shown. It was
like, what am I getting? Like, what, $5 for my watch? No. So later that day, I was on the internet and I discovered that, hey, they just updated all of the trade-in offers and everything like that. And it turned out that they were offering a lot of money for previous Z Flip owners as well as watch owners. And as a result of that, I decided to take the plunge.
He did. I didn't realize you were going to go for it because you were like, nah, I'm going to leave it this year.
Yeah, but that was before I found out the incredible trade-in offers.
It's incredible, crazy.
It's absolutely incredible. So
tell us.
Let's just give you the headline here. I got a watch, Samsung Watch Ultra.
Ultra. No, this is the Ultra now, not the Samsung Watch.
No, there's a Watch 7. This is the Ultra. The Watch Ultra 7.
Competes with this Apple Watch Ultra.
Competes with the Apple Watch Ultra, Ultra 2, as well as some of the Garmin models out there. Maybe not for battery life, but it does have very similar features. I got a Z Flip 6.
This is the latest one?
Yep. And this is, if you look at this logo here, if it was outlined in gold, it would be exactly the same one that the Olympians got during the Olympics.
Oh, they were given...
So they were using these for all the photos and everything?
The Z Flip 6 is the only flip phone that's on the market with...
No, there is the Motorola Razr that's out there. There's also the Oppo. But this is the only one that I think that has a Qualcomm chip because all the other ones are China-based.
Yeah, okay.
As well as a vapor chamber.
Oh, right. So it's got more advanced stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it's also thinner as well too, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. There's also the Buds 3. Now, I had a hate relationship with the Buds 2. They always fell out of my ear. So Samsung has gone from the kidney bean, which was always their signature, the kidney bean style earbuds.
Right.
That stuck in your ear or they hung out on your ear. They've gone to a more Apple-like with a stem style.
Yeah.
But they modeled the bud itself for many, many different ears so that it stays in. I have some thoughts on that, and I think they're pretty good, and people will want to know about this.
Okay, so this is the Buds 3, not the Buds Pro.
No, the Buds Pro is another one. We'll get to that as well too.
Okay.
I think that is worth a conversation about because it is their high fidelity headphone. This one's, I think, in many ways, the one that you should actually buy. Okay. So let's.
You got all these 3.
Where do you want to start?
Well, okay, so you
want to start with the price, right?
Yeah. So you got these 3 items here.
Yep.
Right. So
everything here.
Tell us what you need to do to get this. So you traded in what? You traded in.
Okay. So these offers may not be available now or probably not until next time that they do something crazy like this. So for any owner of a Z Flip series phone, all the way down to, I think, like the 3 or below that, just slightly below that. I can't remember what that model was, 5G, Z Flip 5G. They were giving a guaranteed trade-in of $800.
So for any Z Flip phone that they had previous generation, older generation, they were offering $800.
Yeah, $800 to trade it in towards the brand new hotness. Okay?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what it was at least guaranteed that
$800.
If your phone was worth more than that and it was in good condition, they might have given you a little bit more, but you were at least guaranteed $800. Okay?
So for your smashed
there was
Z Flip 4 phone?
No, it wasn't smashed. There was just a small nick in the back that I put in there by accident.
But they accepted that. They give you $800 for that.
Guaranteed.
Oh my God.
Guaranteed $800 for that phone. Okay, so I got that.
Okay, got that. What else?
I also got $300 for my 2-year Watch 5 Pro.
Wait. 2-year-old?
Yeah. Watch 5 Pro is two generations back, right?
Yeah.
And this is the one that's Bluetooth. It's not LTE.
Just Bluetooth.
Just Bluetooth one. So this is the cheap ass one.
Two previous generation Bluetooth smartwatch, which is probably you don't wear anymore.
I didn't wear anymore because I didn't like it very much.
And you traded that in for how much?
They gave me $300 for it.
$300. So total, they gave you $1,100
Yep, to start.
just to start.
To start.
Just those two items.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, because I watched the whole thing, the whole presentation,
Right.
I signed up for the deal that they had. They would give you like some sort of a certificate towards
Like a
extra
coupon
things,
code.
coupon code.
Yeah.
So it ended up splitting a $150 credit, $100 for a phone, and $50 for a watch.
That's extra on top.
Extra on top. Yep.
So extra savings.
Yep. And then they also stacked that. After I put stuff in my cart, they gave me another coupon code, which got me the Buds 3 for free.
Completely free.
Completely free.
How much were they originally if you were to buy them?
These were under $200.
$200 roughly.
Under $200. They were $189,
80.
$99, something like that.
But you got them completely free.
They're free. They're
With
free.
the deal that you got.
They're free. Yeah. So everything here,
What?
yeah, everything here. So
Grand total, without any deals, how much would it cost?
the grand total would have been around $3,000. $3,000. Because if you bought the phone and if you bought the watch together, they offered you like a 30% discount
Together.
on top of that.
On top of that.
Yeah, so 30
So-
some bundle deal.
So this is a 12 meg.
512 gigabyte.
512 storage,
Yep.
12 meg phone.
Yep.
This would retail for how much? It's about 2,000, right?
Almost.
Almost 2,000.
Yeah.
And the watch retail, if without any deals,
$849. I think.
$849. That's
Yep.
2008.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. 2008, and then you have the earbuds at
200.
200. There's $3,000.
Yeah. So also, if I forgot to do this, I'm kicking myself now. But if you would have added an extra strap, which was worth $134, I forgot. And they were also doing this clip case if it was in your cart, which was about $30. So I gave Samsung back $160 of free stuff. I feel bad. I feel terrible about that. I should have added it in because they were actually offers on top of that. So Samsung, if you're listening, please give me my stuff if you can. Thank you. No, it's fine. I got a great deal. So this is what you want to know.
Yeah.
This is what you want to know. The grand total for all this stuff.
Yeah.
The upgrade to send my old stuff back so it could go back into the production line.
When you send your old stuff back, they give you a box.
They send you a shipping label that you need to box yourself.
A box yourself,
Yep.
shipping label, but that shipping
Free.
label is free.
Free. Goes back to Assurant in Canada, which is their insurance warranty company that takes care of all the stuff. It went back for free. Okay.
Okay.
Takes about 2 weeks for them to give you a decision, but because these were guaranteed values, that means that they were guaranteeing you at least $800. I had a ding in my phone. My watch was perfect. But they didn't give me any more than the 300 that they promised. So it was probably, you would only get 300 and 800 no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, this is good for people that have smashed phones. But if you take good care of your stuff like I did, I feel a little bit gypped. Okay? I was actually panicking that, oh my God, I put this thing in it. What's going to happen? Anyway, the grand total
Yeah.
after all taxes.
Wait. I forgot to tell you. I was checking up the same deals.
Yep,
And they do accept iPhones.
they do.
And I was going to trade my iPhone in. This is iPhone 13 Pro. And they were going to give me, not 800. I think it's around about 400 or 500.
Hey, still good.
Still good.
Still good.
Still good. Mine's like 2-3 generations old.
Yeah.
iPhone.
Yeah.
iPhone. The deal doesn't only specifically for Samsung previous generation products. It also other phones.
Yeah,
they
but
accept.
were you guaranteed $800? Not for
No,
this,
not
right?
guaranteed.
Okay.
No.
So people are probably wondering how much did I pay for everything
Yeah.
in total?
Tell us.
And let me break it down to the monthly payment. So they also offer 0% interest on everything. Now, I keep my stuff for at least 2, maybe even 3 years, depending on how I feel about it, right?
Yeah.
So the last phone that I had was the Z Flip 4. I smashed it once in Taiwan in front of AMD and NVIDIA. Like literally their buildings in Nangang. It's kind of sad. And that phone was okay. The reason why I upgraded from the Z Flip 3 immediately to the Z Flip 4 was the battery life. It was actually acceptable. I didn't do the 5 because it was very similar to the 4. It just had a bigger screen. I didn't find that to be compelling. But the 6 this year has a more powerful AI optimized Qualcomm
okay.
right?
Qualcomm
processor, and it also has a vapor chamber, which one of the things about the old phone, the 4, was that it actually got a little bit hot,
Okay.
especially when temperatures went up, and it would slow down. This one, because we've had a hot summer and I've been able to put it out there in the field, it actually gets less hot. It actually performs better overall because of the vapor chamber.
You mentioned you did some video stuff or photo stuff on the old phone, and it was slowed down.
It would slow down a lot. It wouldn't render. It would actually just kind of stop for a second. It wouldn't keep going. This one I've had no issues with.
This one's fine.
This one's fine. It's actually very fast. It's actually very fast.
Z Flip 6, okay.
So the Z Flip 6 is actually, in a lot of cases, the same phone that they were using at the Paris Olympics. All the athletes, when they were doing the selfie on the podium, it was that phone.
Okay, and tell us, the hinge has slightly different. The hinge.
The hinge. Okay, the main thing about the new one is how closely it closes. You'll see that there's no gap.
There's no gap. Right?
There's no gap.
There's no gap.
So the gap they've closed. This is why they had to redesign all of the because even the crease is like you have to look to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not that noticeable anymore, and it folds completely flat. You'll notice that the screen sticks up a lot more, so it's almost flush now.
Yeah.
Right? So when you close it, it has a very satisfying click to it because it's literally smacking the other side flatly.
Okay.
There's no crease, right?
Okay.
This is better than the 5.
What is that? Is that the part of the case?
No, this is actually a MagSafe sticker that I put on here.
Okay.
It does charge via MagSafe, just so you know. But one thing that all of the new 5 and 6 cases have is this little flip.
Interesting.
Because it's so square.
Yeah.
There's no way for you to do a strip of material to close into the other side. Right? It's too thin. If I had this on my 4, I would have never broken it because this would have taken the impact.
So this case. This protective case has this new thing which allows you...
Yeah, this is a Spigen case, by the way. I would highly recommend the Tough Armor. I always go for them. They've protected a lot of phones for me, except in the case of the Samsung Z Flip 4, where it hit the corner where this was not on that case. It was just a strip of fabric and it was exposed. Just FYI. It's, again, they learned. They're doing this now. That's their Tough Armor case. But anyway.
Okay. All right, so
also the bigger screen,
faster processor.
50 megapixel camera now. So it's the same as these the Ultra S23.
Okay.
Yep.
So better camera in the front.
Way better camera.
What about the selfie camera then?
Selfie camera's the same. Way better camera. This is the major upgrade because now it's it at least gives you zoom that's usable because before it was potato. It's not optical. It's not crazy optical past 2 or 3.
And the what you call it, the wallets, the digital wallets, does it work? Does it? You don't need to open the phone anymore.
Yeah, you can just do that.
Oh, there you go. Whereas before, I think you said you had to open it and do it, right? The old one.
This is a Samsung Pay thing.
All right.
So if Google Wallet, it's not on here. Okay. This is the only thing that's on here.
Okay, so at least you could do that then.
Yeah, now I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and because it's got a bigger screen in the front.
I can see the card. I couldn't see the card before.
And when you're doing the what you call the selfie mode thing, you could just use the bigger screen to look at.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, you could do it before. It's just that it's impossible to see the strip.
Yeah.
It's easier to use. There's more utility in this.
More bigger screen.
It's a bigger screen.
More real estate.
It's more real estate, so you can actually turn on the back screen and everything like that.
There you go. Oh,
yeah, see?
Yeah, much bigger screen.
So it's much bigger. That's why the Olympians, when they were actually taking the photo, they were doing this.
Oh, rather than the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
They were showing people that this was how easy it was. So on the podium.
So other features. What else has it got?
It's just a better flip phone.
All right.
Like that's basically what it comes down to. It's
and the
refined.
buttons here, there's got the power button.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Volume up and down.
Like if you've had a Z Flip 3 or Z Flip 4, the only thing that changes for you is the much better battery life, much cooler running, bigger screen, flatter closing, less noticeable crease.
All right. So rating, you look like you really enjoy this phone.
It's an 8. It's an 8.
Yeah.
Like really it is. It's not perfect in any shape or form. It's still not as good as a slab phone when it comes to a battery life. That's going to be better still. Yeah. It's still going to be lesser of a camera because it's not humongous, right? But what I love about it is that it's small. It goes into my pocket. I run with this, and it's easy because it just slips into the back of my running shorts. It's small. It's It's very mindful. It's very demure.
Okay. And it does a lot of the smartphone stuff.
It does everything.
It does everything.
It does everything. It's a very powerful processor. It's the same as the slab phones. It's the same as the Z Fold 6.
Right.
I mean, it's the same processor with a heat pipe in there, right? It's not going to throttle as easily.
Do you still get the same guarantee with Samsung with the screen?
Actually, one of the things that I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, they were offering in my price. Right. They were offering free 1 year Samsung Care, but they gave 50% off or something like that for the second year. I bought it immediately.
For the second year?
Yeah, because you can't buy it with Samsung afterwards.
Same as the Apple, you have to buy it there.
You have to buy it right then and there.
Otherwise,
I did it for the watch as well too. So both of these things have Samsung Care for full 2 years.
All right.
Okay.
So
the watch, yes. So the watch is on my wrist. It's right here.
Okay.
So does it look like an Apple Watch with this black band? No, it does not. The only reason why people thought it looked like an Apple Watch was because of this stupid thing. It looks like an Apple Watch with the sport band. With the marine band.
Yeah, it made it look like
an Apple Watch.
Squarish. But it's actually round.
The Apple Ultra Watch is not square. It's a rectangle.
It's a rectangle.
It's a freaking rectangle. But how can you screw that up?
So this is actually round. The bezel.
The bezels are round. The screen is round, but the screen itself is not square.
No, it's not.
No. It looks like if you look at the European watches, it's actually the same as like this Hermes. Like it's a certain watch looks like this.
Oh, okay.
And it's not an Apple Watch. It actually is modeled after that watch. But the thing I don't like about the band is the stock band, the marine band, is the fact that it makes the watch so big. Like there's a gap. There's a gap when you wear it. It makes it so big.
Okay.
Right. So I don't like it.
So band that you got your
band,
own.
I got my own. Right after launch, I was looking at aftermarket bands, and thank you aftermarket. This band right here is a fabric band with Velcro. I love this thing. It's so light, very mindful, very demure. And it is it's only $20.
That's good,
right? Versus $134 for the Samsung factory bands. That is Apple level of extortion.
It was a lot more for Apple, yeah.
Apple level of extortion. So didn't need that. I also bought an aftermarket version of their Trail Loop, which looks a whole lot like the Apple Alpine Loop band.
Okay.
That one's coming. It's coming from probably some AliExpress warehouse somewhere. But I ordered it off Amazon. It's $25 versus $134. And I can't wait to get that. Apparently, based on the reviews, it's a little bit thinner, which I like. I didn't like it to be so huge. But yeah. I mean,
tell us all the features.
I think the one thing that people want to know about is when you're going from the Watch 5 Pro to this, is the fact that it only comes in LTE. It's only LTE.
Oh, LTE only. So
it's Bluetooth, but it has LTE standard. You can't just buy it with just Bluetooth.
Right.
So the radio's inside.
All right. So you get. All right. Okay.
So I can call for emergency services on this thing using the dialer. 911 will work because it's considered a cell phone. So immediately it'll track my coordinates. Blah blah blah. It will find. Police could find me.
Right. So it doesn't need it doesn't require a separate cellular service plan.
It does because in Canada you need a separate cellular service plan if you want the LTE radio to work. So if you want to run without your phone, you need a service plan on here if you want all the features. Right. Because it must have a plan.
So you got a plan.
I do not have a plan. I'm running this only on Bluetooth. Because in Canada, you need to add $10 to your existing plan to have that.
So the difference between Bluetooth and LTE, you still get the same functions, right?
Not without your phone. If you leave your phone at home, what happens on an LTE watch? Nothing.
So you still need a phone, right?
No. Without a phone, what happens when you go running without your phone on an LTE watch? With a plan.
It should still work.
It still works. What happens when it rings? What happens when your phone number rings with an LTE watch that's on the service?
You can use the same phone number to answer on the you can.
Right.
I never tried anything like
so
this.
that is what the LTE offers if you have the right plan. So usually
Right.
in Canada, you have to add a $15, $10 plan to your existing phone to have your phone number ring to this one if you want to leave it in the car. Okay? This is the beauty of LTE watches, that you can do that. I just haven't paid for that yet because I would have to change my service provider and pay a little bit more money for that. And I'm not prepared to do that quite yet. So
No, I mean,
I'm hoping
same
around.
with the Apple. You still need the phone nearby. Otherwise, your watch is useless.
Yeah, but we do not if you have an LTE watch.
Yeah.
If you have a plan with it. I do not have that right now. So usually what happens is that I download my map. I know where I'm running. I leave the phone in the car. I go running.
Right.
Right. But it still requires Bluetooth to sync your Strava, to sync
yeah.
all of that to that. So it is an LTE watch without LTE service, but it has the capability to do that. Through the phone app service, if you've activated that, you can actually use smart Samsung's Wear, and it will actually activate the plan onto this watch using the internal eSIM.
Oh, okay.
So it'll ring with the same phone number in both places, right? So that's the beauty of having an LTE watch if you have the right service. With a Bluetooth watch, you cannot do that. You have to take the watch, drag it with you everywhere to get that. So that's the difference, right? The chip is not there.
Okay.
So in my Watch 5 Pro, it came in two versions, LTE and Bluetooth. I had the cheaper Bluetooth version because I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do with LTE. It's become very clear that I want to run without my phone. So that's why I was like, hey, this is kind of neat. I'll take that.
Right.
So that's standard. It has dual precision GPS, which I love because when you're running in the city, you're going to need that dual precision GPS because you're going to be off track more often than not without that. And in my Watch 5 Pro, it didn't have that. And I was all over the freaking map, right? My Garmin has dual precision GPS. It was so much better.
Oh yeah. So comparable, because you got a Garmin. So
I have a Garmin as well.
Compare Garmin to this. Obviously, Garmin has more.
GPS to GPS, this is probably within 95% of it. They could probably still use some software optimization, but I think that this is pretty close in most cases. So that's been taken care of. Battery life, heck no. This is 2 days.
2 days. Garmin Wood is how much?
A week.
A week. Okay.
A week.
So it sucks up more power because it has more.
yeah.
More. Okay.
Oh yeah. It doesn't have a touchscreen. It doesn't have, the Garmin doesn't have any of that because I have the 255. It also has a MIP screen, not an OLED screen.
So there's an OLED screen.
Yeah.
And there's a touch screen.
Yeah. So everything's working against us for battery life, but it's still pretty good. 2.5 days is not bad, particularly because on those days I've done one run each day. Overnight, if you're wearing this for sleep tracking, and this has snore detection, it has they don't have. There's another sleep apnea has not launched in Canada. They spoke about that in the Samsung presentation. It's not here yet, but it does have snoring detections in your phone.
Right.
But this has your oxygen sensor. This has your EKG and everything like that. That's all there. Sucks up about 10-15% overnight. So 10-15% overnight. After a run, it's another 15%. So by the end of the day, you're down to 60%.
Right.
And then the next day, you charge it.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
One thing about the charging, there is a new revised charging puck inside the watch case, inside the watch box. You should be using this one to charge. It's not the same as the other ones because they changed the way that the sensor sits because there's a brand new heart rate sensor,
Right.
Which is much more accurate because they don't allow heart rate straps as an accessory. They will do that if you use the phone. But if you want to go for a run, you want to pair it to the watch. This is something that this watch cannot do.
Okay.
Garmin's do that. This does not. So
Right.
it's more of a health watch than anything else. But I still use it for running because I don't want to wear the strap. It's kind of, but even so, I'm okay with it. It is pretty accurate.
Comparable to your other Watch 5.
Yeah.
This is a better watch, right?
It's a much better watch, but it's much heavier.
Heavier.
It's like you can feel in your hand. Like it's a.
Is
like,
it made of titanium?
It is a titanium watch,
Titanium.
but it has composite as well too, so it's not fully titanium.
Okay.
It's sandwiched. It's titanium sandwiched around a composite.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's
got
not
more
fully.
buttons than the Apple.
Yeah, like I mean, the action button. It has one more button. Okay, so the top one I use for my Google Assistant, which I've kicked Bixby to the curb. The bottom one is your back button, and of course you have all the features. You have gestures, so I can still pinch to make things go away.
Does it have Google Maps on there?
It has Google Maps.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it has all that. You can do that. Maps is also used in the running app, so it monitors everything and where you've been. So yeah, I mean, it's a better watch overall. It's a better sport watch overall. It's bigger, it's chunkier. It uses proprietary bands, but you can still get them very cheap.
Can you swim with it?
You can swim with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
So you can still do that. Early reports is that some of the quality, like the screen was actually offset on some watches.
Right.
This button, someone smacked it and it popped straight out. That hasn't happened to me. I'm not that rough in my watch, but I like it so far. Is it worth the full $849 if I was buying it? I would probably buy a Garmin before I would buy this watch, because at $849 I have the Phoenix 7, I have the Epic series.
The Garmin stuff you could
Garmin
get.
stuff.
The price. Okay.
I even have Coros in that price range if I wanted a full only running fitness style watch. So it depends on your priorities. If you want a watch that you could just go out there and run with LTE, because Coros, Garmin do not have LTE radios in them.
Right.
Right. Only Apple is a competitor to this because it has an LTE radio inside the Ultra 2, because it's standard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't like it sometimes over my Garmin because it's way more accurate. But I've been wearing this a lot more because I like the simplicity of one device. And I think for Apple users, it's basically, this is Samsung's Ultra watch, that if you're in the ecosystem, you want this. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, you want their Ultra 2.
Yeah, it's their
same.
ecosystem, right? So
It's the same.
it's their version of the Ultra.
So I'm cool with that. I just find it $849. It's cheaper than the Watch Ultra, or the Ultra, the Apple. What do they call it? The Apple Watch Ultra, or the?
It's just Watch Ultra.
Okay, the Apple Watch Ultra and Ultra 2. It's cheaper by a good chunk. Still has LTE. I mean, if you're in the Samsung, even the Android ecosystem, it's really the one to go for. The only thing that's missing though is the Find My capability.
Oh, fine. Okay.
It only works with Samsung. So if I wanted to use my phone to find my watch, it's kind of a Samsung thing. Or if I wanted the buds to ring, you kind of need that ecosystem, unfortunately. But they are rolling out the full Find My for Google as well too. So maybe that'll make things a little bit better in the future.
I'm just looking at
How much is it?
A Watch Ultra 2 price, yeah?
How much?
I'm checking out now. I think it's quite expensive.
It's $1,300.
No, it's $1,000, man.
Yeah, so it's a good.
Fuck.
It's a
How
good
much?
$200 less.
Fucking $1,099. $1,099.
Yeah, it makes you swear, doesn't it?
Apple Watch Ultra 2.
Yeah.
$1,099 Canadian.
What, $1,099? So okay, yeah.
No thanks.
So it's $250 more for that watch.
In this deal, you actually got it for how much?
Okay, we never got to that because I never had a chance to answer that question.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the buds in 1 second. But all of this,
Yeah.
$3,000 MSRP, after all the discounts, credits, and whatnot, I paid $902.
So 66% off.
Yeah, I paid $902 for all of this at launch, which means that 24 months, 0% interest is $37.60 a month. Now, if any of you are out there using any of the pay over time with your carrier, you're not getting a discount. You're actually paying the subsidy inside your payments for a more expensive plan. I bought all this with their Samsung's financing at 0%. I'm not paying my carrier a single dime for equipment, which means that I can go to any carrier and get the best possible deal.
Any carrier.
You're basically ripping yourself out. You're basically thinking that you're getting a deal because you're paying overtime. No, you should go directly to Apple. You should go directly to Samsung when they do these deals and do that financing there, because now you can go to any carrier because you're not tied to them, right? I've had people tell me, oh, it's a great deal. I went to TELUS and I got myself a Pixel 8, which was discontinued 2 weeks later. And, it's a fantastic, no, it's not. No, it's not. You're paying for the more expensive plan. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. So
because they upgrade you. They say, hey, in order to get that deal, we need to upgrade you to the plan so that you get the best experience. No, no.
Well, at least Samsung does deals. Apple doesn't do any deals. Full stop.
They do 0% financing, but they don't do this.
No, they don't do. Yeah, they do.
They don't do this. They give better trades.
They're trading their old Apple stuff.
Only Apple stuff.
Yeah.
No other carrier. They give better value for Apple stuff.
Yeah.
That's to make sure that Mother Nature is happy with.
And they
Tim Cook.
wanna keep you within Apple anyway. So
because that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're screwed, right? If you leave for Samsung for a deal like this, $902 is cheaper than an entire iPhone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's cheaper than an iPhone.
You get your phone, you get your ultra smartwatch, and you get your buds.
I'm in the ecosystem. Oh, speaking of the buds, okay. So there's two versions: Buds 3 and Buds Pro. The Buds 3 Pro actually have these ear tips that stick inside of your ears. These do not. These look a lot like the original AirPods.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they have the ventilation and everything like that. They found out that this configuration is actually better. The stems aren't as long as the AirPods, but they have a very reminiscent of, Apple kind of look to them. I was actually concerned that these wouldn't fit in my ears for running. I was literally ready to actually sell these off. If I didn't get them for free, I would get anything for them because there was a coupon in my package. I got them for free. So you get two of them left and right. They're actually labeled. See, the little tips are labeled.
All right.
They go left and right. And I actually took these out for a 5K run. And my ears are difficult. Like most earbuds fall out of them. I've been having such bad luck with buds, right? So I've tried all sorts of things, including those bone conduction earbuds and everything.
Yeah.
These does not fall out.
So these fit in your ear, no problem.
No, they fit perfectly, and they actually don't fall out. I think it's because this stem is so short, and it's got this cutout in it. It fits right into that divot. It's in your ear, and it just stays.
So imagine if your ear shape is difficult, but what about the other people's ears? How would these fit? Because if they fit for you, they may not fit for them.
Well, it's the thing with Samsung is that they figured out that this shape fits most ears.
Most ears,
right? Which means the fact that it fit my ear is fantastic. Okay. But my only problem was that with the Buds 2 Pro is that thing that's stuck inside my ear made them pop out. That was the only problem. Right. I never had a problem with this style.
The Pro has a light.
It does have a light bar. This one does not.
Right.
Okay.
This one doesn't.
So it's a little bit less expensive. It doesn't have the insert inside the ear. But man, do these sound good.
Okay.
Yeah, they sound really good.
Yeah.
They're very clear. The noise cancellation is great. The transparency mode is great. It has all the other features. It even every time that you put them on, it monitors your ears to make sure that they're optimum. So it's great. So versus before when I had the Buds 2. Buds 2, you actually had to do this check every single time if you wanted a good seal. These just kind of dynamically optimized to make sure that everything's good.
Right. Okay, so it does like like a sound check kind of thing.
Yeah. Right. So comes with a case. I haven't charged this for about a week now.
So it take calls and everything, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You just touch it.
Okay.
Yeah, you just touch it, or you pinch it, and then it does other functions you can set yourself. But I like these a lot. The only thing I don't like, and this is carried over from the Buds 2 Pro, is the fact that I have these out of my hands. If I want to find the right bud or the left bud, I can do it. But once they go inside the case, I can't see them anymore. This does not have a chip inside to locate.
Oh, so the case could be somewhere else, and okay.
The case is not connected. If the case was connected separately, I'd be able to find my buds inside the case. So they would actually literally have to fall out in order for me to locate them, which kind of sucks because normally you leave your buds in the case and you're like, oh, where did my buds go? Where did they go? I don't know where they went. Are they in the house? I don't know.
Because
right? So I thought that was kind of stupid, personally. But I can see... Yeah, it's to save money because the case already has a battery inside. It's already expensive. You put a chip inside, you pair it seperately, more cost.
It was a USB-C, is it?
USB-C and also charges via the Qi.
Qi charging,
That's Qi charging and everything. Now, one thing about the new watch that some people may or may not like, and I know that a lot of people have mentioned this, is that you can no longer charge the watch on the back of your phone because the sensor is different. That's why you need to charge it on the puck.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Qi sensor. It's the same issue with the Apple. Apple's charged very quickly if you use their stand with the divot in it,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
they do the same thing with this one. So I think they found out that they can't compromise.
Yeah.
My Watch 5 Pro could charge on the regular platform flat, but now you need to use either the puck that comes with it, which is designed differently, or you need to use a special divot stand. And I guess in this case, because it needs a special divot stand, it'll work inside the Apple one because it's still Qi as well too, right?
I'm not sure how it works, but
I gotta check that out.
but the Apple Watch, if you don't charge it with the ones that come with the Apple, it takes ages to charge.
Yeah, it doesn't work right. So
You can get the Apple ones.
So man,
You had a great deal.
I got an amazing deal.
Yeah, because I was thinking about getting this. And then I thought, well, I don't know. And I ended up buying the DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Hey, you know what? The DJI Osmo 3, and please watch that video before this one. It's a fantastic device for creators. And now, because I have this, I can keep it in my pocket. If I got the Osmo, I wouldn't have to take this out because I have trauma from dropping this thing. Right? I know that the cases are better now, but still, watching my screen turn black in front of my face really, really hurt me. I shouldn't be taking this out of my pocket unless I really need
traumatic
to.
distress order.
It's definitely that. And I'm sorry that we kind of misled everyone initially, but we were misled by Samsung because I was just hitting that button all morning. I'm like,
where's your deals?
Where's the deal? There's got to be a deal here. What's happening? Are they really forgetting about us flippers?
No,
they didn't forget. They just weren't prepared initially for the outcry of deals because they didn't update their databases in time, and I didn't have anything to go with. But now that I have everything here, the next time that Samsung does do a thing, wait a few hours, jump in and see what your trades are worth. I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the deals are not like 24 hours, that's it. It's actually for a whole 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
For at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
But if you wanted delivery on launch day, and I got mine 2 days before launch day.
It's a pre-order.
Yeah,
so you get it like, in a couple of days after the actual launch date,
It was great. It was fantastic. I truly enjoyed it. So it'll be interesting to see. We got Apple event coming up. It's really interesting to see what happens with them. I know that Google did a thing as well too. We haven't even talked about that, so maybe we'll talk about what Google did and what Apple did all at the same time.
True.
Okay. I think that's so. I've had everything for a few weeks now. I still rate the phone an 8. I'm not a 10 out of 10 on this one because it does have certain things that I don't love. The buds. I actually love these a lot compared to my Buds 2. These are amazing, especially under $200. I give these a 9.
Okay.
And the watch, I have a Garmin.
It's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be hard to compare with the Garmin. So
Garmin's a full fitness watch, but the fact that once I get over the sticker shock of changing to a new carrier and paying an extra $10 a month.
Well, you said it. Garmin's a fitness watch.
It is a fitness watch.
Smartwatch.
Yeah, but the Garmin, if I want smartphone features and synchronization, I have to take the phone with me. And I have to wear the strap. I don't mind wearing the strap, but I don't want to take my phone with me sometimes. And the option to not take my my phone with me is actually really freeing. And I don't necessarily. I want to try that life. I want to see if that's for me. Okay. Enough about Samsung and the Galaxy that I live within. And until next time, make sure that you watch our show and subscribe to us because that's the only way that you're going to know this YouTube exclusive show puts out another one. And we'll be talking about a lot of things, including we've got another episode from our Computex coverage coming out. It's the last episode in our Computex series where it's funny. Asian companies can't handle embarrassment and they slink away. But because of this one embarrassment, Asus and MSI were able to create a very new motherboard standard that it needed to happen.
And there's an interesting story and backstory behind that.
So we'll watch out for that with our interview with MSI and the one individual inside that could tell all of the story. And we've got, don't forget to watch our back to school episode. We've got it somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, we've got some ideas on back to school.
That's coming up. Schools in the next
Back to
couple of
work
weeks. Yeah.
and everything like that. And keep it locked this season, because we're gonna be a lot more freestyle. This episode, along with the episode before that, this is one of the first episodes where, because Winston and I know each other so well now, we can actually do these without a rundown. So rundown is still necessary if you're doing something that you've never talked about or you're not familiar with your
That's
guest.
right. Or if you're working with a guest which you're not familiar with.
So it's very important, especially at Computex. We needed to actually do some research about everyone and what's going on. So those are more difficult, just like a talk show host, right? I mean, Conan put it best, is that sometimes you get this one kid from this show, and he's only been on the show for 3 months, and before that he worked at Chipotle, and you're trying to make it interesting with this kid, whoever he is, and you're talking to him, and it's like, oh, what do you do? That's what's happening. You got to make it interesting, and sometimes people are really good at it, and sometimes people are not. And we're trying to get better at that, so this season will be a little bit more like that.
Yeah, for free flowing. More free flowing, I think.
All right, so until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.